I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about twin flame process, and these are the monthly readings for October 2023 by sun sign. And if you wanted to get a personal reading or do a Skype session, you can find out all about me on my website, and the link is in the description box below. And the readings are a bit late. Sorry about that. I don't know what's happened. I just feel like I disappeared somewhere for like most of September, so I got no memory of the month or of anything that went on. Really, it's bizarre, and I feel like I've just kind of come back into being here. I've got a lot to talk about as well, about my own process and what's going on there. So I'll put some videos out about that sometime soon, and about the law of attraction and how that's all progressing with this twin flame process. So I'll look out for those videos if you're interested, sometime this month probably. Right then, so that's that, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good month. This is your reading for October 2023. So what have we got for Pisces? Okay, so what they're showing me for Pisces is Judgment, which traditionally has a trumpet, someone blowing a trumpet. It's a call, so you're going to get a call, they're saying. And then they're showing me two people sat facing opposite over a table, and they're playing cards. And it's like they're not showing each other their hands. So they're saying it's going to be a very cautious interaction. It's going to be almost like standoffish. So your twin flame contacting you, maybe with an ulterior motive. So it could be asking for, saying something that's completely random as an excuse to contact you, because they don't want to show their true intentions, their true feelings, because they're nervous about opening up their feelings straight away. And I'm not saying exactly how it's going to go down. It's just one example of how it could be. This card game is symbolic of the contact, because they're not showing their hand. And then I've got you asking questions to bring them out of their shell, basically. So, but none of it feels forced. So it's not forced communication. None of it feels pushy. It feels quite liberating, in fact. But I do get this masculine energy as being quite shy and reluctant in what they're doing. So as you know, when twin flame reunion takes place, it's the call of destiny, and it's the call of the vibrational pattern, if you like, between the two individuals. So it's out of the hands of the person who's guided to come back. It's beyond ego, so they don't really have a choice about what they're doing. And from an egoic perspective, they just have to do it because they feel and they know that they have to do it, and they don't necessarily know why they have to do it, and they don't know why they're doing it, and they don't know anything apart from they know they have to do it. So it's kind of like wanting to do it but not wanting to do it. And in that feeling, the masculine has no power, right? And essentially what that powerless state says is that you have all the power. The feminine has all the power. So how it feels, this pattern in this picture they're showing me, is that you have all the power. So it feels like a really higher energy, because as a feminine, you are the higher participant. You operate from the feminine energy, which is freedom and let go and love and laughter and joy, and just the higher factors, basically. And so it feels like you have the power, and the power is in that joy that you feel. So It feels like with your questions, you're going to bring them into a more joyful state. So it feels like it's not probing questions, like where have you been, what have you been doing. It's like very light-hearted questions, almost flirtatious, and it's like got the vibration of laughter and teasing, a little bit like teasing somebody, not cruelly, but just to make them laugh and make them feel more comfortable. So that's what they're showing me. And I've just got to show you something actually, because I just got this, which is my dog's lights over on the side, which weren't even plugged in, and can you see it started flashing? I wasn't even switched on or plugged in, and it's just come alive and the lights have started flashing on it. So that's obviously a message for you. That's what it feels like, right? It's like laughter. I'll just turn it off now. I don't know, will it turn off? It's not even turning off. Okay, so that's symbolic then. A lot of laughter going on. Maybe we'll just leave it there, flashing along. Right. Yeah, really joyful. Feels like you're going to have a really joyful interaction, a joyful month. And let's get the cards out and see what they have to say. Let's move this from my screen. I just got a pop-up. Come on, hang on. Right, it's better. And the flashing lights. Okay. Pisces. All right, so we've got a change vibrationally. So something shifting, something lighting up again. They're saying, I've got to move that now because it's interfering. Disharmony, conflict, and aberration. So it feels like this, what's coming along, it's like a bit of a struggle, almost, this connection being made. Like it feels like this masculine is, as they've said, it's like from beyond ego. So it's like they're being pulled to you, and they're being, their higher self, their vibration is coercing them, is into this, what could possibly for them, it feels for them like it could be a conflict, but it's not going to be a conflict because you're at the other end of it. But it feels like they feel like they might be setting themselves up for a conflict somehow. Right, then we've got the Hermit, which is a man coming out the man cave, which is following higher self, which is being guided to follow higher self. And then we got dark to light in Temperance, the Temperance card, which is the dark turning to light. So it's the masculine again moving forward into the light. Things that they're saying, something hanging in the balance. So they're coming forward without knowing why necessarily, or what, obviously they're going to come forward. They don't know what your reaction or response is going to be. So they've got a sense of a mild foreboding, they're saying, of what the future could be, what they could be letting themselves in for, because for all they know, you're going to let loose a tirade on them of those kinds of, where have you been? Why are you here? What about what you said last time? And all this kind of stuff. So they've got this fear that is of, it's like part of them is saying, I shouldn't be doing this. Why the hell am I doing this? But they're guided much more strongly by the part of them that's saying, you've got to do this. You have to do this. You have to do it. So they're going to do it. They don't know how it's going to turn out. So there is this, it's like jumping into the unknown feeling going on. 8 of Swords, which is mental connection. So it's not just about like-mindedness. It's about the fact that you're, the way you think, like whether you're in fear or whether you're in productive, creative thought, positive thought or negative thought, they'll be in the same frame of mind, basically. maybe just after you, because they follow on. So it'll be following on from you feeling really positive, being really positive inside your head, basically, is why they're moving forward. So it's dark to light. So you being positive inside your mind brings them into positivity inside their mind. So where that thought takes over, positive thought, in the 8, like the positive thought comes around, is when they do something. So how you'll know it's going to happen is you'll be feeling positive, but you'll be thinking very positively as well. And that ability to think positively brings them into the, not really the frame of mind, but just the mental state to be able to make contact, whether they want to or not. So it's overriding their own faculties, basically. Magician, manifestation. And that's right at the heart of the matter. And then we've got King of Cups, which is the heart of the masculine, and a much more mature feeling sense. So this person that's coming along has learned a lot. Their feelings have matured. Their feeling function has matured. So they're much more in a place where they're able to reflect on their own feelings, reflect on their own actions and how those actions have led to their own feelings. Are much more able to take responsibility for their own feelings, much more able to take responsibility, therefore, for the actions that led to their own feelings. That's not just with you, that's with everyone. Much more circumspect, they're saying, which I think means that they're able to kind of see around look at things and see them in a bigger perspective. Like understand, connect the dots of like, oh, I did this and then that happened. So they're coming from a much wiser perspective, which is kind of like they're no longer a child. So they're no longer saying, oh, I wasn't responsible. Everything was done to me and I don't have to take any responsibility. So they're ready to take responsibility, basically, which of course they are, because they wouldn't be doing it if they weren't able to feel ready to take responsibility for whatever it is that they bring into their life. Because they're bringing you back into their life, essentially, by coming forward. Not, from the perspective of their perspective, they're bringing you back into play. I know from the feminine's perspective, it always looks like the masculine's coming back to them. But it's also the masculine's bringing you back to them. So it's like for them to take the consequences of that, because once that door is open, that's like opening Pandora's box. And like they said, they don't know what's in there, what's going to fly out in terms of you and what you're going to be like, what you're going to say, if you've evolved, if you're different, if you've changed, grown, that kind of thing. If you're more reflective on them, if you've softened towards them, if you're ready to accept them, to love them, because they've been through a journey where they've had to learn to love themselves, and it feels tentative that they're able to acknowledge now that a love with someone else is possible, and they're saying that's brave, and it's a starting point. This is like opening the door, the magician. It's like opening Pandora's box, if you like, for the masculine. It's like, let's see what's there, and let's see if we can work with what's there. What's this going to be like? So when they're showing this communication at the beginning, it's almost like the masculine's not quite there yet, not quite in it. They say in it to win it, or like in a relationship. It's like, it feels like they've got one foot in the door and one foot out, just in case it doesn't work out, so they can slip out the back way, right? Not that you need to be fearful and nervous of that. Or actually, if this is going to happen to you, you'll no longer be feeling any fear, because you will have got past that point. But it's about, whether the responsibility, basically, they're saying, is the responsibility of the two people and the interaction that takes place. So it's like, how do you want things to be going forward? Do you want them to be fun and fruitful and joyful and positive? Then your part in the play has to be fruitful, joyful, positive, and you have to be responsive to those emotions inside yourself and use those emotions to continue forward. It's about really looking at the glass being more than half full when this person comes back, and therefore and drinking up anything that you can get that is positive from the interaction and working with that. It's very much a work in progress. Let's have a look here what we've got. We've got the now moment, Four of Pentacles, dark to light. So light exists right in the now moment of how you focus into the exact minute that you are operating in as a human, with a sense of purposefulness, positivity, promise, joyfulness, happiness, and perspective. More emotions of that nature coming from that moment. So stay in the moment with it. Don't go spiraling out into the future or backtracking out into the past. Just stay in the moment. Treat it as something that is for you right here, right now, and to be dealt with right here, right now, as in what I get from this, I get right here, right now. And maybe I don't get anything in the future. In which case, let me just make this what it can be right now, the best thing that it can be. So the Magician is like the door opening, and then it's like holding it in that space. Right, it's not like, okay, get in, sit down, let's talk about this. It's just like, okay, the door's opened, communication can now occur. Let's keep this communication on point, as in what is necessary for point of attraction. It's just like being open, being generous, being kind, thinking before you speak, taking time to be considered in communication. And even using words or phrases such as, let me get back to you on that, rather than feeling like I've got to give an answer right here and right there. It's like almost like keeping the communication going by less said. Some people, or maybe in the past you felt like you had to race forward to get things somewhere. It's like, let's say it all now, let's say it all now. This is more like, let me take our time to communicate, right? So it's slow, and it's fun, and it's joyful. It stays in the now moment. Six of Wands, success in vibration. So that's the wisdom. Keeping things vibrationally aligned is to just stay focused on the now. Really, feels like really paying attention to everything that's said, because these people are holding cards in their hands, and they can't see the cards. It feels like the masculine's tendency is to say things where you have to read between the lines, which is what you probably always did in the past anyway, which is how you came to realise that you're twin flame, because you read between the lines of what they were saying against what you felt they meant and how they felt, right? So it's that again, but this time it's like not jumping to conclusions. It's maybe even saying, you're being unclear. I feel I'm having to read between the lines with you. And therefore they are going to reflect on what they're saying, and they're going to come back with a more an answer that gives more clarity, something like that perhaps. It's like guiding them into responsibility, almost mentally guided. And then Queen of Pentacles, which is all about you, right? And you in a physical sense, and you in a mature sense, and you in a kind of grounded sense. And who are you in this process sense? And who are you in this proceedings? And who are you in this communication? And who do you want to be in this communication? And what have you learned about yourself, and who have you become, as opposed to who you were? So there's a lot of here in terms of you knowing yourself and being very, very, very reserved, maybe silent, and very grounded and very still and confident. So the word is confidence. And almost logical. Got this mental energy. It's almost logical. It's very precise. And it feels like it's going to be like you're not going to allow yourself to be confused. So you are going to be presenting just, simple statements I don't understand what you mean. Can you clarify for me? Feels like that, right, to this person that's coming forward. But that essentially is going to bring them into a better energy of where they are like, okay, so yeah, I do need to clarify. Maybe I do need to be more open. Maybe this is okay then, because she's obviously different because she's asking these questions. So I can be different by opening up to those questions, right? It's something like that. And then we've got happiness underneath, so it's all going to lead to happiness. Nine of Cups is wishes fulfilled, dreams fulfilled. And just one more of that on those. Guided. Page of Wands is being guided. So it's open communication. It's all bets are off, which means that you cannot draw a conclusion. So, there's no like final results. It's not from ego. It's the energy of we've just got to see where this goes without knowing where it's going to go, without needing it nailed down. And don't forget, when you're nailed down, you're generally in your coffin and things are dead. So nobody needs to get anything nailed down. People always need to be open to be in the moment. Just be open and be in the moment, not like running ahead where you're nailed down. Right, underneath, a brand new journey, the Fool, coming from that openness, 0 point of just let's see, the energy of let's just see. Let's enjoy this how it is right now. Let's make sure right now is enjoyable, and the next moment will be enjoyable too. And it's a rollover because your outcomes are from how you feel right now. You get the outcome from that. So if you feel really great right now and enjoy right now, you're going to get another moment next of enjoyment and feeling great. But it's kind of like your brain, Queen of Swords. It's a process, right, of that enlightenment of being in that present moment. Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Wands. So it's all about you and how you proceed with this. So it's not just about what's come back to you and, it's back. Okay, let's just get on with it then. It's like, okay, here it is. So how do I stay open to this in the highest possible way, the highest functioning way in physical form? How do I align fully with my vibration in terms of this? And that means like your soul, your higher self, in terms of this opportunity that's being offered to me of this person coming towards me. Right, so it's like it feels like you're going to hang on to yourself. And again, not with resistance, just with knowingness of maybe how things were confused before, this confusion, and how you want clarity moving forward. This mental connection. Let's have a look here. Dark to light, 2 people, 2 of Pentacles. Clarity, Knight of Swords in the present moment. So that's what it's all about. It's about remaining in the present moment with the purpose of attaining clarity, which means stability. You have to be stable. You've got to be grounded. So mentality and what's unseen yet. So it's like a big test coming in, basically. A test, a challenge. It's like a process, a work in progress of not seeing an end result yet. The moon is not an end result. It's what's unseen. It's the workings of the mind, basically. And then the King of Cups, timing. So you're essentially bringing this person into there, allowing them to settle into a comfortable position in terms of their feelings through your mental acuity, your mental fortitude, your strength of mind. Hermit. And 5 of Cups, so it's the love coming back again. 6 of Wands, success in vibration, and then we've got physical connection, 8 of Pentacles, so it's coming back in the physical. And it's to be maintained in the essence of its vibrational state, which is openness. So vibrational state is there is no beginning or end. So if you look at it in the way that we are physical right now, but we're always vibrational. So when we're physical right now and we're just in that ego state of being whoever we are as a human right now, we see a beginning and an end. We see when we were born and we see when we die. And there's a lot of fear around the fact that we're only here for that length of time and that we're only this person. And all that encompasses, right? But vibrational, there is no beginning and end. So you're never born and you never die. And there's no fear at all of never being here because you're always here. And that's what you essentially are always. So it's maintaining this relationship in a vibrational state with no fear of a beginning or an end is what you're going to be asked to do. That's why she's showing up on her down there, the physical state, the vibrational state. And how do you create it? Through your mind, because you create your prospects in a physical sense through your mind. And the fortitude of mind, the strength of mind, to not see where things are going, but remain in the state of mind that's going to bring only a positive result. Right? So that's for the feminine, and for the masculine, it's to bring them into the heart so that they're able to open more to their heart with a feeling of sense and a sense of trust and openness, and not being in that fear and not being allowed to be themselves with their own idiosyncrasies and what they, their individualism, basically. And not having to whitewash themselves and be something they're not for somebody, which is the alternative of what is twin flame, is egoic relationship, where people operate from that human state only, which is I have to have everything a certain way because I'm only here for a certain length of time and then I die. So it's got to be this way and this way alone, right? There's no, let's just see where it goes. Because you know what? I'm here all the time. I'm here all the time. Anyway, that's it for you. Lots of love. See you next time.